It's quite the undertaking, a 13-minute-long single shot filmed during a live catwalk show.
Even more so because I've never been to a fashion show before.
You haven't?
No.
Two-pronged experience.
Yes, it's wild. I thought the fashion show had started when I saw everyone arriving. There are some interesting specimens around. I think we can agree.
For his next film, Finalement, or Finally in English, Claude Lelouch places his characters at the heart of a fashion show. The collection in question belongs to Parisian couturier Stéphane Rolland, who reveals his Haute Couture 2023-24 winter offering on the great staircase of the Paris Opera.
It came about in a number of ways, actually. First was the meeting with Claude Lelouch. And when he came to my last show, he told me he wanted to film the next one. Meanwhile, we were also celebrating Maria Callas' 100th birthday. We love the opera, and we really wanted to bring Maria back to life for one night. And by referencing those images of that incredible night at the Paris Opera from 1958, we wanted to recreate that incredible moment where the whole international jet-set crowd was there. It was one of the most glamorous and elegant evenings in history, and that's what we recreated. I like to think we've managed to bring the diva back to life under the watchful gaze of Claude Lelouch, and that's a wonderful thing. When I spoke to him about my film, of the centrality of the fashion show within the story, I chose Stéphane Rolland. Of course, I could have gone with someone else, but I simply fell in love with what he does. And when he told me that his show was going to take place at the Paris Opera, well, it was just the cherry on the cake. A kilogram of cherries even. You know what I mean. I let myself be guided by life. I like to say that I work with a wonderful screenwriter called Life. For 60 years now, I've been observing the world around me, trying to make people love it like I do.
Can you tell us more about the film you're shooting right now?
I don't want to give the subject matter away, but I can say that it takes place in France. And through the main characters, I'm also trying to sketch a portrait of modern-day France. I love this country, so it's no big surprise that one day I decide to pay her an homage. It's a film that does a lot of traveling through the minds of contemporary French men and women who are, in some way, all going mad. And I also think that chaos can be extremely nourishing. So we're trying to film the extraordinary fertility that can come from chaos. And because it's a film that's going to make people dream, because you can't overdose on dreams, we're really going for it.
The actresses, naturally, addressed by Stéphane Rolland. As for the actors...
I'm Raphael Mizrahi. I play the role of God, part homeless man. It depends on the day.
I'm dressed like that.
Always. I've only got one costume, whether it's the 24 hours in Mons, at the Opéra Garnier, or at the Avignon Film Festival. I'm always dressed the same. It's great.
But let's return now to Stéphane Rolland's collection.
It's the story of Maria Callas, and it's the story of the opera. It's a story about life, and it's about a woman who was both strong and fragile. I wanted to project a powerful image of the modern diva, with some extremely graphic clothes to evoke the very strong temperament she often had, but also at the same time that vulnerability, that sensitivity, and suffering she carried with her too. So all of that is expressed in the cut of the clothes. Very graphic, almost Japanese in some ways. Modern embroidery. We sculpted these shapes and then covered them in leather in order to recreate the acanthus leaf decoration that you see everywhere here at the Palais Garnier. We also added some really flamboyant touches, burning bushes that come out from the shoulder, from the bust, the back, lots of gold leather details. We created olive trees from gold leaf. We also used porcelain to create these mosaic elements on the main body of some items. There's a lot of innovation here.
What did you make of this haute couture collection?
I thought it was magical, elegant, strong, and what a sublime homage to Maria Callas. It's sublime, it's so Stéphane, it's art, it's the best of haute couture. He's ahead of the game. He exceeds even what we expect from him. And he reinvents himself every time. I don't know how he does it, honestly, but everyone was delighted. And I feel honored to have been able to see this magnificent show.
All that remains now is for Claude Lelouch to finish his film and for Stéphane Rolland to start work on his next collection.